What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. The morning after the game before. 5 weeks we didn't come to. Or was it 6 weeks? Maybe it's even 6 weeks. We didn't come to the football. Probably the best 6 weeks I've had this season, because we got back last night, and I'm afraid it was same old, same old. It was a game. I'm not gonna. I'm not, and people are going to think I'm reactionary because it's the against the Arsenal. Arsenal top of the league for a reason. They're a very good team, and I hugely impressed with what I saw from Arsenal last night. They press, they're together. They remind me a little bit of the way we were last season. Everyone's working for each other. Everyone's working for the manager. Everyone believes in a philosophy. Everyone believes that everything's going to get better. On the flip side, our side was, they tried to keep it tight. We tried to park the bus. We tried to defend from the back, and it didn't work. Unfortunately, Arsenal against a team like Arsenal, that's never going to work. They're too expensive. They play too good football. They've got people dictating the midfield. And I'm afraid, for me, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're getting overreactive because it's Arsenal." We've picked up 19 points from a possible 69 points in 2022. That is relegation form in a calendar year. If it had been in the same season, we'd be going down. And you can't just keep on. You just can't keep on turning a blind eye to it. We've got players there. There's no idea. There's no philosophy. There's no thought about, the way we should play. We play the same way and the same way only. And over the last couple of years, when we've done well, when we have lost games that we probably should have won, obviously we're on riding a high, but you can make excuses for him to say, like, "Oh well, we've only got so many players and we can only play one way." The fact of the matter is this: he's got different players in different positions, and he doesn't use them, and he hasn't used them all season, and he hasn't used them all year. And if you keep on doing the same things over and over and over again, you're going to inevitably come with the same outcome. And how he can sit there and use the same players and think that different things are going to happen, I'm bemused by it. I don't know what's going on with David Moyes. One trick pony. The trick isn't working anymore. Literally, teams could pull out notes from last season or the season before and use them as to what to expect in the upcoming games. Got ourselves in front. I thought a little bit against the run of play, but we got the penalty, blatant penalty as well. And we got ourselves in front, Ben Rama. We've done all right between the goal and getting to half time. Nearly conceded a penalty, but referee got that completely wrong. I must say this, and I'm not using it as an excuse. I think we was deservedly beaten, and Arsenal were a better team on the night. Referee was atrocious. Couple of bookings for Soufal when he clearly got the ball, wasn't even anywhere near Martinelli, and one for Bowen. And the persistent fouling from Arsenal never give us that. Our right side was, very limited in what they could do. And, it was in the second half, they come out, there was a bit of a wounded animal. I said, we've got to keep it tight for 10 minutes. Couldn't do that, conceded within the first 10 minutes. And I thought from then, the writing was on the wall. I never thought we was going to win the game. I'll be honest with you, I never thought we was going to win the game. I thought it was inevitable Arsenal would score at least one. Because we just didn't offer too much going forward. There's players in there that can't play football. Our fullbacks got exposed by two very good wingers, don't get me wrong. Martinelli and Saka are excellent players. But that's where I think we fall down, is that we haven't got the fullbacks, which are a very important position. We abandon them positions when we're going into transfer markets. Year in, year out, we always seem to find the cheapest option there. Cresswell got roasted by Saka. Soufal got roasted by Martinelli. And inevitably it succumbed to the same result that we've seen time and time again. Souček cannot pass a football. I'm very shocked with Moyes pinpointing Benrahma, who seems to have a real problem with him, even though he's been our best player for a majority of the season. He got the goal last night. Didn't have much to work with after that, as we didn't seem to go forward. I think Moyes is afraid of these Big Six teams. 70 games without a win at a Big Six side. Always goes out the same way. Always ends up in the same result. 70 times he's done this. How can you go into games doing the same thing 70 times and coming out with the same result and think it's going to work the next time? I'm getting sick of it, to be honest with you. I'm getting sick of it. I'm worried about Brentford, and I think that's a big game for him. I will be sacking Moyes to that, because, you know, in the second half they got the equaliser, they got the second, and it was just relentless attack after attack after attack. We couldn't cope with a high press. They were passing the ball. We can't pass the ball 5 yards. Thomas Souček was awful. I thought Rice had a good game. He dipped a little bit the second half, but I think he was getting frustrated, and the Arsenal press just came too much. Odegaard run the show. But, you know, the few attacks that we did put forward, the ball was given away. And to hear David Moyes pinpoint Benrahma for undercooking a pass to Rice, I was very disappointed in that, because there were so many players. Fabianski letting one slip past him on the front post. That's a couple of goals Fabianski's cost us this season. We're too sentimental, you know. Aaron Cresswell, although I like Aaron Cresswell, I think he's a very good player. He's just catching up with him. He can't deal with the likes of Bukayo Saka. Soufal's not good enough to deal with Martinelli, yet they still play. You know, Thomas Souček cannot pass the football. We needed to get to a point where we could keep the football for a little while and keep it away from Arsenal, because they were coming at us relentless. He kept the same players on. Thomas Souček just cannot pass the football. Antonio was non-existent. I don't know whether he's still carrying an injury. If that's the case, don't bother playing him. You know, we've got Pablo Fornals on the bench. I'm very surprised. Very surprised. 6 weeks out and it's still the same. And I think he's going to go. I think, you know, Brentford now is a massive game. If we don't do something against Brentford, I think he's got to go. We should have got rid of him for the World Cup. Get an expansive manager. You know, look at Villa. They went out and got Emery, who was doing very well in Spain. And we need to be more proactive. You know, Moyes is not evolving the way we play football. He's not. We're playing the same way, regardless of who the players are. He's had £180 million to spend. At the moment, we're going to go down under him. And, you know, last week he was saying, we're in a European battle. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I know he's got to try and be positive. I know he's got to do things certain ways, and say things in the press. But the harsh reality is out there for everyone to see. Just not good enough. Not good enough. Not enough ideas. Players, you can tell, are getting frustrated. They don't believe in his philosophy anymore. They're not working for him. And something needs to change. You can't change the players. And I think we've got some very good players. You've got to change the manager. But, look, we'll go to Brentford Friday night, see what happens. A win there. You never know, we could turn it around. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thanks for joining us. We've got some content coming up for Brentford coming up. But, guys, take care. One thing left to say. Come on, you ones.